How's it going, guys? I am Jolastuco and welcome back to Amorous. It's been a freaking while since I didn't do a video about Amorous. Now it's fucking time that I go on my second date with Dustin now. Now we are with Dustin, second date, let's go baby! Oh yeah! I told myself it had been long enough since the last date, regardless how true that really was. Well, it's been long enough. Maybe too long. Anyway, so let's call Dustin. Oh, look at that lion. It's been a while since I didn't see that handsome lion. Anyway, hey again. Sorry, I was a little bit busy. It didn't take much for me to realize what was keeping him busy when I heard Varret's voice over the phone. Oh, fuck Varret, seriously. At your toy dust. Even just hearing his voice was enough to set me on edge. Dustin snared back and swiftly the call and swiftly, yeah, I got it, swiftly. The call became a little more than muffled shouts and the door behind slammed. After a moment, I heard a phone being lifted again in Dustin's voice. Sorry about that, VAR's been worse than usual about all this. At this point, I think I seriously need a vacation. I'm thinking you might want to come along too. There's this great little inlet not too far outside of town. It's more scheduled than the main drag and less likely to be choked with tourists. Though we could spend more time there. Sounds great! I could use the time away from the house and enjoy myself, relaxing on the beach and soaking up the sun. It sounds pretty good right now. It's a date then. Yeah, head over to my place when you get a chance and buzz me when you're there. Everything's good to go. I see you then. Sadly, he didn't get much of a goodbye before I heard Var's voice echoing in the background. I swear that bird make claws of it on a chocolate sounds pleasant. And regardless, I needed to get my things together and head over. A quick side trip later and I headed out of the suburb and into the city. True, half the city was a beach, but if Dustin knew a place that was more secluded... Am I saying that right? Anyway, that will certainly be a treat. Whoa, the song. Sound cool. But the parking lot below Dustin's apartment complex was packed solid with cars. It'd be impossible to figure out which one was his. I'm guessing the blue car. I don't know. He's look. Hi, you beautiful lion. Hello. Oh, you look so handsome. Anyway, fortunately, fortunately, Dustin strolled out of the elevator and waved me down. Hey again, glad you could make it. He walked up to me and gave me a brief hug, a smile beaming on his face. It's good to see you again. I'm really looking forward to relaxing and getting to know you a bit better. His smile turns a little predatory as he glances around the parking lot. Oh, Dustin. But first, I got a little game I wanted to play. It's called Guess Which One Is Mine. My brow furrowed and he laughed. It's just for fun. Which car do you think is mine? Kind of an noggin, I suppose, but I can humor him. That one? Sport car, luxury car, sub car, pickup truck, commuter car. I don't know what the sub is. I don't know what a commuter car is because I suck at cars. That one? There was a cherry red sport car in a immaculate condition toward the front of the garage. Something about it suggests Dustin. That one? I wish. I got great taste in cars though. There's my baby right there. Now he motioned to a pickup truck. Pickup! It's a pickup! Fuck! Okay, so he motioned to a pickup truck in the back of the lot. It was part of blue and looked like it had seen better days. Not quite what I was expecting. I don't freaking care. He's a college student. Come on, what the fuck? What the fuck, again? Huh. Would have never guessed. And that's where we're getting to know each other better, kid. That pickup means the world to me. It It was my first car and the first real thing I had that I could call my own. He's cute though. Dustin is cute though. And that truck let me be independent for once. It helped me to make my own way. Sorry. It's just full of memories as well. He must really like that pickup, considering the amount of work he likely put into it. Still, it wasn't a recreated thing. Just well loved and long lived. Touch yourself in the back, kid. Then we should get going. It's a bit of a drive out the beach. I nodded and sat my back in the bed of the truck. I noticed he already loaded a couple of folding chairs and a cooler as well as his own thing. A black Speedo peeked out of the rucksack. He tucks next to the cooler. Hop in, kid. The heavy doors of the truck slam shut as the entire rectangly revved to life. Engine! Sorry! I cannot read today! Am I recording? After a moment's hesitation, the truck lurched to life and we were on our way. Oh, okay. That was a glitch, but anyway. No. Despite its questionable start, the truck ride was remarkably smooth. Dustin and I chatted about little things, weather and the like, before settle into a more serious tone. I want to thank you for giving me a reason to get out of the door quickly. I think I need this getaway badly. I know you did it that game, but it gets on my nerves. I'm surprised it doesn't drive you crazy more often. But saying it's complicated would be another statement. Vera was special to you, wasn't he? Was. The weird thing about it that way, we've been on and off again more than a light switch, but somehow I always wound up right back where I started. You mean with him? More than that. Yeah, everything seems to just settle back into the same routine. Work, date, bills. Even old Betsy here wouldn't seem to wind up with the same issues again. You name your truck? You name your truck Betsy? Yep. First girl I dated in high school. Awkward. Cumbersome, needed a bunch of maintenance. Just seemed like the name was a perfect fit. Takes a certain kind of person to name their car, you know? Still, yeah. VAR was important to me. And now I don't even know. I certainly don't think I'm that important to him. I got quiet for a minute. It never really occurred to me that Dustin would be aware of Varrett's manipulation, since he seems he just went along with it. Maybe think back before I went to Amorous. That strange sort of hazy feeling I had at the start. I was in a rut, frustrated with the job hunt and going nowhere, but I still came back. I still turned Scorby dragged me out of it. Looks like we're in luck. No one else is out there, and there's a plenty of parking right by the beach. Then we pulled to a stop and got out, grabbing our things from the bed of the truck and hiking down the narrow stairs to the sand below. I suppose it didn't matter what we had going on before now. The only thing that was worth thinking about was enjoying the sun, the surf, and the company. Dustin wasn't kidding about the beach being secluded. Sheer cliff of sandstone blocked off access from the main road, and the inlet looked like it had been carved out from an underground spout. Still, the sun was just in the right position to float the tiny beach, and the waves were softly lapping at the shore. It was picturesque. Dustin stared by folding out the chair and tossing down a blanket over the sand. Settling the cooler in the middle, he set out a small beach umbrella towards the back before smiling over at me. There we go. Our own little slice of heaven. Speaking of which, oh, Dustin, you sexy lion. Anyway, so that was weird. Okay, so Dustin unceremoniously shrugged off his shirt, tossing it over the back of one of the chairs. After a short stretches, he settled into the blanket, leaving his chest exposed to the sun. Oh yeah. Ah, man, I'll live for this. And nothing like the feel of warm sun on your fur. Hey, no, you're not the other one who likes to sunbath. I slipped out of my shirt and tossed it on the seat of my chair before joining Dustin in his hedonism. Yet another reason I like having you around, kid. So, how did you find this place? A secret little cove like this should be a hotspot for everyone looking for a little privacy. Dustin squinted a little into the bright blue sky before running onto the side of to face me. It was early on with Var, about when he just wanted to get away from everything. I was his major form of escape all at a time. Escape from what? Seems like he was perfectly happy with where he was when I talked to him. Used to be. He wasn't that into money and getting stuff. I figured out it was just his teenage rebellious face splitting over. The one day he showed up at my place in the middle of the night with a beach towel and a cooler of a beer. Said his dad tried to set him up with someone from work for a date or something. So we hopped into the truck and just drove. He tossed back a couple of beers and snuck up to me. When we passed near here, he saw the moonlight of the waves and said we should stop. And we did. Sat down till 1 a.m. just listening to the waves and drinking. We wouldn't want to risk driving back, so we just slept on the beach and drove home after sunrise. Man, his dad was pissed. That sound like the vibe I saw. People change. I see it enough at work. I should have seen it at home too. Am I always going to be competing with that memory? Getting kinda heavy for a relaxing beach trip, aren't you, kid? But to be honest though, I think we're both competing with that memory. Me seeing what Var is now and you coming fuck! Stupid mouse fucking shit! But I'll tell you, it's different now. That routine isn't comfortable anymore, and I'm ready for a new one. When the wave washed away everything else for the moment, I knew my uncertainty was going to injure. Knowing just how far back Var went, I couldn't help but remember his taunt. He dumped you by the curb. For the moment, no matter what either of us went through, he was willing to share this. And laying him in the sun near the surf, he wanted to take the time to be here with me. That's worth something. You got quiet there for a second, kid. Something on your mind? Nothing important. Part of me wanted to talk to him about all this, but at the same time, seeing that handsome line, of course handsome, looking up at me. I didn't want to ruin the moment. No, nothing important. Just kinda lost in the moment. I know something that put you back to the present. Oh, Dustin. To my surprise, Dustin stood up for me and then moved over next to me. His paw ran softly over my shoulder and down the back of my neck as he leaned in close. Gently, his lip brushed on my own as he pulled me towards him for a long, luxurious kiss. I could feel his strings wrapped around me, and a tickle of his rough tongue gets mine. Oh my God! Woo! Dustin! You know how to do it. There was a tenderness, a warmth, radiated through the kiss. The sun bathing had left his fur and chillingly hot, and the running warmth of the breath let me slump into his arm. Then the cool ocean breeze passed over my lip. The sugar of separation from me, him pulling me back from my haze. His paw stroked my neck softly, his smile beaming down over me. That's something Varian and I never did here. And new memories that I'm enjoying greatly. I felt a chill rise from around me. Maybe it was the ocean, or maybe it was my nerve, but I pushed forward into that thick furred warmth and burned my face in his mane. I take it that it was a good memory for you too, then. I mumbled and nodded, surrounded by silken fur that traps me in waves of warmth. His hand filled my nostril and left me dizzy. He continued to stroke my head and neck softly, stretching out of catch a few sunbeam more. Dustin snuggled up next to me, watching the rays roll down around the shore and keeping an arm around my shoulder. It was a vast different date, and a different Dustin that I had first met. I felt more comfortable with him. That's like I was just another one night stand. We sat out until just before sunset, the chill eventually getting too much for me and Dustin to bear. That we should get going. It's only going to get colder at this point. Oh, you put your shirt on! Because despite my furry hide, I was getting a chill. Though I know you feel chilly and not getting to stab my chest anymore. I'm blushing hardcore right now in real life. Come on, Dustin. That's unfair. Begrudingly, I get her my things in the cooler as Dustin grabbed the blanket and umbrella. The warmth came back to use as we moved up the trail towards the truck, and I felt a little of that hazy, dreamy feeling of his embrace. Hurrying through, I tossed my bottle into the back of the truck and hopped back inside. Once the door and shut, the truck roared to its life immediately. My surprise was the coat on Dustin's face. Guess Betsy likes you too. Then we both chuckle and pull as he pulls smoothly out of the parking lot and back to the main road. The trip back was much lighter than the one over. I was still riding on the high of that kiss, and Dustin's paw had found its way to mine, squeezing it firmly. Dustin. Then we walked for a while longer, since he insists on dropping me by my house instead of making me walk home. I want to see where you live, but just in case I want to drop by and say hi. As we pull up to the house, Dustin's park, then the two of us walk in the front door. Nice place your apartment had, cozy but spacious. Not quite spacious enough that I can my own room, but my brother and I get along well enough. Well, I suppose this is where I should say goodnight. I don't want your dad to come out and kick my ass for bringing you home after curfew. I'm an adult, Dustin, don't be a dick. He grinned at me and leaned to kiss me on the cheek. Give me a call soon, kid. I don't like to keep me waiting for so long. As I waved goodbye, I could feel eyes on me. Turning around, I drew a deep sigh when I saw who it was. Was it Kobe? Kobe, come on! So, who was that? Kobe, come on! Somehow, I pictured that it was going to be a long night. Oh, we did it! Oh, okay. Now we need to one episode. Okay, good. So I'm gonna save this. Man, this was a great date. Man, I love that date a lot. Wow. Dustin, you handsome. Oh, he's so handsome. Anyway, so this is Amorous, and if you want to play that game for yourself, there will be a link in the description below. This is such a great game. I am so excited to get back in this. It's been a freaking while, and I'm freaking excited to replay this. Man, this game have made me a furry. Yeah. Don't judge me, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. If you liked the video, click, punch, and do the like button, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!